computerized. From the Magic City, the sun and fun capital of the world, Miami, Florida, through the incredible speed of the NCR 315 computer, Warner Productions proudly presents the all-time heavyweight championship tournament.
Hello again, fans. This is Murray Warner from Miami Convention Hall with the sixth fight in the computerized all-time heavyweight boxing tournament. Tonight's match, 15 rounds or less, sends Rocky Marciano, the undefeated Brockton blockbuster, against Gene Tunney, one of the most skilled ring generals in history. This computerized match is made possible through the cooperation of the City of Miami, Ring Magazine, Hank Kaplan, ex-president of the World Boxing Historians Association, and Chris and Angelo Dundee. We'll be back in a minute with Guy LeBeau and the pre-fight commentary. Hello again, and here with me at Miami Convention Hall is Guy LeBeau.
Thank you very much, Murray Warner. Good evening, everybody. We've been speculating about what would be the biggest crowd for our first-round fights, and all of the crowds have been big ones. But there can be no question that this is the largest of them all.
There isn't any promoter in the world that wouldn't give his right arm for this one. Rocky Marciano, never beaten, knocked off his feet just twice in his career against Gene Tunney, the master strategist who whipped the Manasseh Mauler, Jack Dempsey.
Marciano won 49 fights in all, Murray, and he knocked out 43 of his opponents, a true two-fisted fighter, simply looping shots to the head or body, every punch threatening to break a bone. Now, although he's only 5'10 and a half and weighs just 184 pounds, he demolished every fighter around during his day. In 49 fights, he had his opponents on the floor 61 times. How's that for power? He beat Archie Moore, Joe Louis, Ezzard Charles, Joe Walcott, to just name some of the top ones. And he was so completely in charge of the division, nobody could believe it when he retired back in 1956. We asked Rocky why he quit.
Well, a combination of reasons. I then had no contenders. It was a situation where Floyd Patterson, then an 18-year-old youngster, he was the boy that had won the Olympics and was the most talked about young prospect in the country. I would have to wait a year for this man to come along. And in the meantime, I had no fights lined up. My family had been on me for being in the game too long. Of course, I finally made that decision and announced my retirement.
Tunney's record was almost as good as Rocky's. Although Rocky batted 1,000, Gene lost only one decision in 76 fights. And that one to the immortal Harry Greb for the light heavyweight championship. Tunney was known as the Fighting Marine because of the titles he won while in service during World War I. Tunney's best known for beating the legendary Jack Dempsey. But Gene also scored 41 knockouts and had his opponents down 62 times in 76 fights. And that's some record, too. Tunney and Marciano are entirely different styles of fighters. Gene tears his opponents up with left jabs from a classic stance and is a great left-right combination attacker, a superior defensive fighter, and a marvelous counterpuncher, a super fighter guy.
Yes, and what a record these two fighters have. One loss between them. And listen to this, our Las Vegas odds maker, Jimmy the Greek Snyder, makes Tunney a 7-5 favorite for this battle.
We want to remind the fans, Guy, about our all-time heavyweight tournament contest. There still is time to enter our all-time heavyweight tournament contest. Entry forms are available in most cities where this series is being carried from local advertisers or through your station. Enter as often as you like. All you need to do is pick the winners of all 15 fights in the tournament and tell us how they won the fights. Re-enter if you make a mistake on a given fight in the first 8 fights. If entry blanks are not available where you live, send a stamped return address envelope to Contest, Box 550, Perrine. That's Contest, Box 550, Perrine, Florida. And we'll send one, and the contest rules. There's nothing to buy, and the grand prize is a magnificent 26-foot Seabird sedan cruiser, completely equipped, the world's largest trailable boat from Seabird Industries of Hialeah, Florida. This dream boat comes equipped with full flotation, a 200-horsepower OMC engine, galley, head, bunks, and many more choice accessories, and is valued at $12,000. Earliest postmark counts, and you can win the boat, a week for 2 at the Algiers Hotel on Miami Beach, a Johnson diving buoy, or one of the 10 gold commemorative rings being custom-made for this tournament by Regal Crest Jewelry of Miami, the same people who are making our $10,000 gold and diamond championship belt. Contest closes midnight, November 5th. Enter often, earliest postmark counts. In the event of ties, a runoff contest will be held. Contest void where prohibited by law.
You know, Murray, it's strange that of all of the fighters we interviewed about tonight's fight, the only ex-champion to pick Marciano was Joe Louis. And Joe said,
that type of fight would be a fight like be a Clay and Marciano fight. He'd be running as hard as he could run, as long as he could run. But eventually, I think that Marciano will catch up with him.
We'll be right back with some more opinions on tonight's 15-round match between Rocky Marciano and Gene Tunney. Back at Convention Hall in the final minutes before tonight's match between Brockton blockbuster Rocky Marciano and Gene Tunney, the Fighting Marine, we asked ex-champion Jimmy Braddock about the fight.
Rocky and Gene would be a good match. It would be a classic, I think. But I think Tunney would win it on his boxing ability.
Do you recall what Tunney did against Dempsey when Dempsey used to leap forward as Marciano leaped forward with his left hand?
Tunney, I seen the first fight, and I think that Tunney won the fight in the first round. He walked right out, and Jack started a left hook, and he stepped inside the left hook and hit him on the nose, a terrific right-hand punch, and I think that was it.
Joe Walcott was inclined to look at tonight's fight as similar to the Dempsey-Tunney fight, too.
When both were at their best, I think Tunney would win the decision. I think because Tunney was fast, he was smart, had a beautiful left hand, where on the other hand, Marciano was on a crude side and rough and takes a terrific punch, a terrific beating, but I think Tunney would be so elusive and box so beautiful as he done with Dempsey. I think that he would win the decision.
Nat Fleischer, the Ring record book publisher, is a Tunney man. No holds barred. First, I asked him about Marciano.
Tremendous hitting power and nothing more. He was a man who had a lot of speed. He would tear into an opponent. He would toss punches from all angles, but could be hit very, very readily. And a real highly clever fighter who also possessed a good punch would have whipped him.
All right. What about Gene Tunney?
Gene Tunney was one of the cleverest of our recent heavyweights. He is a fighter who has not been given proper credit for what he really possessed. Gene Tunney did not possess tremendous hitting power, but in ring cleverness, he stood out.
How would you visualize a Marciano-Tunney fight going?
I figure that a Marciano-Tunney fight would have been won by Gene Tunney. I think that Gene's speed and his ring cleverness would have offset the rushes of Marciano, and that he would have been able to hit Marciano almost at will. The bleeding capability undoubtedly would have hurt him, and as we all know, Marciano was a bleeder.
Then we asked Jack Sharkey, another former heavyweight champion, about Marciano versus Tunney.
I think Marciano would have would look bad. I don't think he'd catch up with Gene, because Gene was not the type that would stay in a clinch too long, and then Marciano's work was done mostly inside. Gene was a terrific boxer. He's a master at boxing. And he can maneuver you in positions and keep going so to get you off balance. And the moment you relax, he was there like a cat. Boom, bang. Before you retaliated, he was out of range.
But Angelo Dundee, the Miami Beach manager and trainer, picked Marciano.
Well, I have to say that The Rock was the most underrated heavyweight of all time. Because to me, The Rock was not given any credit for his effectiveness, because we're going to have a combination of Dempsey-Tunney again, only with a shorter edition in Marciano. Now, Marciano will have an advantage over Dempsey. By that I mean he's not as wide open. His punches were shorter. I think this is going to be a tough fight. I think this will be a late round fight. But I think Marciano's going to get to him. I think Marciano's going to bang him around the arms, the shoulders, around the body, and finally wear him out. And once he gets him hurt, he won't get off of him. He'll have him knocked out, and I think he'll knock him out in the late rounds, possibly TKO.
Max Schmeling thought Tunney would end it fairly early.
Tunney was a very smart man. He was very fast, and I think he would cut his eyes. He closed his eyes, and after 6 rounds, I don't think his opponent wouldn't see anymore, because Marciano was small, was short, and Tunney with his left straight left-handed and fast. He was a very fast mover. He would cut his eyes.
We certainly have a variety of opinions for this one, and that's the way it should be, because there can't have been too many fights in boxing history like this one. Now, guys, headed for ringside, and I'll be right back. The time's getting closer, and we thought you'd like to hear the way the Brockton Bomber himself feels about this great match tonight and how he would fight it.
I honestly believed I'd have beat a Gene Tunney because in my prime, I was aggressive enough to walk through a good boxer. My strength was aggressive breakthrough infighting, in close quarters, or being able to back a man against the ropes, walk through 3 or 4 punches to get inside, and then swap punches with him.
This is pretty much the treatment you'd follow with Tunney?
Yes, I wouldn't want to box with him in the middle of the ring, because in the middle of the ring, he was the master with the jab and the cross and the fast combination of footwork and hand speed. I would definitely have to bull him or move him across the ring into a corner where I could do the most damage.
That's the fight plan for Marciano, then. Charge, throw punches, shove Tunney into the ropes, prevent Tunney from making his fight in the middle of the ring. Rocky feels he can take anything Tunney throws and keep right on coming in.
We've got time for a few words with Miami Beach promoter Chris Dundee, who helped us make the matches for this tournament. And Chris disagrees with Brother Angelo. He picks Tunney to win.
Rocky had one good thing going for him. He had condition. He was always in great condition. And Rocky could punch. Rocky could hit you in the arms and paralyze you. And he could take a good punch. The only bad thing about Rocky was that he was small for a heavyweight. As heavyweights go, he was not a big man. He was a small fellow. And his arms were very short. So Rocky had to depend on his strength and stamina and heart. He had all heart.
How about Gene Tunney?
Gene Tunney was the best of all the heavyweights that I have ever seen. Boxing and punching, too. But I'd have to like Gene Tunney. Tunney would be too big and too strong for Marciano.
Jack Kearns Jr. likes Rocky, too.
I think Rocky is one of the greatest fighters I have ever seen. Absolutely. One of the greatest fighters I have ever seen. Oh, yes. I don't think Rocky was as great a puncher as they say for a one-punch knockout. He could take you out with one punch, but Rocky'd hit you in the elbow, and the next time he'd hit you on top of the head, and the next time he'd hit you on the side and in the back or wherever he could. And he'd hurt you every time he'd hit you. And it was a combination of getting hit all over. Fighters would say when they got through fighting Rocky that they just hurt everywhere. It wasn't just lumps on their head, it was everywhere.
Both men are now in the ring. Al Weil and Marciano's seconds talking to the calm-looking Brockton blockbuster, while on the far side of the ring, while Sammy Kelly, Billy Roach, Doc Bagley, and Billy Gibson gather around the fighting Marine, Gene Tunney. Paul Berman's in the ring now. Let's get up into the ring for the introduction.
Fighters are going to the center of the ring now for their last-minute instructions from ring referee Ruby Goldstein. And we'll be back in 1 minute with the first round. If there was one fight everyone's been looking forward to in this tournament, it's just got to be this one. The jammed-in crowd, virtually everyone on his feet. And if they're this noisy before the first round, can you imagine what it's going to be like with the action? And here it comes, and here's Guy.
Thank you, Murray Warner. Hello again, everybody. I can hardly hear myself talk, and it's only the beginning. Here we go with Rocky Marciano and Gene Tunney, and Rocky has come storming across the ring, and Tunney puts up a beautiful two-hand defense and keeps him at bay. What a beginning. At the center of the ring, Gene Tunney, standing better than 6'1", looks down at Marciano at 5'10.5". Marciano circles, left hand extended, the big right mitt moving near his chin, ever moving. Tunney tries the left jab. Marciano pulls away. Tunney goes for the feint with the left hand. Marciano sets to go at the body with that right hand. Tunney wheels to his left, misses a left hand over Marciano's head. Tunney dances back. He is a big man, boxer or not, and he can hit. Tunney lands a light jab to the head and dances back from Marciano's right intended for the body. Marciano moving forward now, the head tucked in, takes a left jab to the mouth, but rips a good left to the head, and Tunney returns a hook high on the head of Marciano. Marciano again misses a right to the body. He is off balance on chasing Tunney for just a moment. Now retreats with that big, broad back right here on the ropes. And you get a good chance to see that ominous back and the shoulder muscles of Marciano, one of the strongest ever to don gloves. Both men in excellent shape. Tunney, a picture athlete. Here is Marciano leading forward to plant a hard left on Tunney's head, but Tunney returns his own good, strong left shot to the head, and it looks all even as we go down toward the latter part of this round in what ought to be one of the best shows, if not the best of the series. They move into a clinch. Referee Ruby Goldstein separates the men at a neutral corner on the far side of the ring. It's been action all the way. Tunney jabs at the body. Marciano blocks, then lands nicely on the nose. Marciano whips a left to the head, but takes a fast right to the face from Tunney, who loves to flurry despite his boxing prowess and ability to defend. Marciano lands a solid hook to the head, and before Tunney can find him, steps briskly forward on the left and rams home a pretty shot on the head again. He really brought that up to meet Tunney's elevated face, and pow! Tunney at close range now, whacks the head with left and right. Marciano wraps home his own good left to the head. 30 seconds remaining this round. Tunney dances out, makes Marciano miss a right to the body. Tunney jabs the head again, jabs once more, takes a light left to the face, and the fireworks have not yet even started. But here in the first round, Gene Tunney, master boxer, has seen no reason not to exchange heavy bursts with the great Brockton bomber, Rocky Marciano. Here they are tied up with seconds remaining in round one. There's the bell.
Rocky tried for that big shot at the opening, but Tunney's great defense made that first round a standoff. Both landed well, but neither man was hurt. They're both ready. Here's the bell, and here's Guy.
Round two from Miami's Convention Hall. Rocky Marciano and Gene Tunney. Rocky has broken fast from the stall, but Tunney lands faster. He jabs a left to the face of Marciano, crosses a right to the same vicinity. Marciano wraps at the body with both hands, but lightly. And Tunney, believe it or not, in the very first second of the second round, has Marciano bleeding from the two shots at the face, and he has him bleeding under the left eye. That was quick. Tunney dances out of range, tries a jab, misses Marciano, and Marciano goes into a deep crouch, now tries a long left to the body, and lands again, but lightly. Tunney, dancing quickly to his left, rips a hard left to Marciano's head, and it may have ruptured that facial cut just a bit. And Rocky backs up to tap his gloves. Rocky gets a stance set again, that deep crouch, the body turns sideways, moving forward on Tunney. Again, Tunney takes a long left to the body, and again Tunney counters with a hard hook, which Marciano tried to block, but it came too fast, though, and Marciano, pumping a hand at short range to Tunney's side, steps to the deep clinch with the former naval commander of the U.S. Navy. A huge crowd here, a sellout crowd at Convention Hall. Tunney's best weapon, remember, is the left jab. Next is combinations to the body. At the center of the ring, Rocky in the deep crouch again, rumbling forward, unleashing the left hand again, but he throws it topside and catches Tunney with a neat left to the head. Tunney blocks a left at his face, and with Marciano's body upright, after having brought up left and right to the head, Tunney gets the challenge to wade in and does, and he has Rocky in perfect range as he wails left hook, right hand, again left and right hard to the midsection in blazing speed. And Marciano is plenty bothered by the power and speed of Gene Tunney. He wants a resting spot. He pulls Tunney to the rope for the instant, and Tunney is away from under him quickly. The beautiful boxer at all time. And as Rock turns to face him, Tunney is on the offense. Tunney jabbed beautifully twice to the head. Marciano takes a good short right to the body. Tunney weaving sidewards, covers the head of Marciano, and Marciano here in round 2 has been caught in the deep freeze. Tunney with brilliant passes at head and body outscores him by a city block. Marciano bleeding at the mouth, moving forward, lands a long right to the body, takes a pesky jab in the face, misses Tunney with a right. Tunney feints the left, starts a right downward, holds back, dances to the left, misses a left hook. Marciano wraps the body, but Rock is going down from a straight right hard to Marciano's face. Here is the count. 2, 3, 4, 5. He's okay, taking the mandatory 8 count, but he went down from a hard right to the face. And now referee Ruby Goldstein wiping off the gloves of Rocky Marciano, and the Rock is bleeding. He was down. With seconds left to go, Tunney returns to the jab. Here he is jabbing twice to the face, hooking a light right to the head. Rocky is hanging on, and there's the bell.
Rocky Marciano, in superb physical condition, has discovered Tunney's hitting ability, and after the knockdown was hanging on at the bell. He looks good now. There's the bell, and here's Guy.
Round 3 of what promises to be something else. Marciano has been down in this computerized gem of a battle. Rocky has also sustained a deep cut at the face. He's still bleeding. Tunney steps out first. The left is extended, his left ear virtually resting on his arm like a fiddle player, and held well defensively. He moves quickly, darting with side steps. Jabs at the head of Marciano, misses, lands the next jab. Marciano counters with a light right to the body. Tunney steps in and brings up a sharp uppercut to Rocky's chin. He hurt him with that, I believe, at least a little. He was aiming for the cut face, and they tie each other up. Referee Ruby Goldstein moves to the center of the ring with both men taking them from the neutral corner. Marciano works the hand free before Goldstein can get them out of the second huddle and fires it to the ribs. He wants that arm free to pump with it. Tunney pulls away, but still knots Marciano's other hand. That's a beautiful maneuver. The Rock is pumping 2 more rights to the ribs in close. Remember, Marciano's best blows are a looping right to any part of the body or a looping left. I think most of his KOs have come by the right hand. As they break near my position, Tunney feints the left, jabs the left, lands hooks to the mouth with the right, and swarms over Marciano, again uppercutting the chin and firing that hard straight right to the body which knocked him down the previous round. Marciano holds for the instance and rips a hard left to the body coming back. Now he steps away from Tunney, who wants the Donnybrook, but Marciano is not ready. Now he is. Now he rushes at Tunney, but he takes a left and right to the body, and Tunney is nearly caved in with 2 terrific left hooks to the head and 2 blasts at the body. Again, Rocky bombing left to the body, right to the body. Tunney falls back to the ropes. Rocky following him, machine-gunning the body with both hands, and Tunney weakening, ties the Brockton boy to the ropes. The action has been furious, and we're all glad about the 10-second respite. Tunney exposed himself to the best of Marciano, and now he knows. In the break, Tunney jabs the head, hooks the head, dances back. Marciano misses a left along the head, a long left to the body. Again, he is a tough target, Mr. Tunney, and Tunney comes back to land a left to the kidney area. A good shot. Rocky again brutalizes the head with 2 left hooks, but Tunney fights back and is the best punching boxer you ever saw. Here's Tunney's counter to the left hook. It's another hard left to the body, dancing away from Marciano's left hand, and it had fine power. Marciano misses a straight left, takes a light jab at the mouth by Tunney. It was harmless. Marciano pulls the gun nozzles back at this point and retreats to ring center. But here's Tunney advancing. There's the left jab darting. He is short again, misses a right, and Rocky rips a good right to the heart. But Tunney lands left and right to the head, only with moderate power, but he is scoring again with left and right to the head. Tunney is using last burst of speed to keep Rocky off balance, and Rocky, of course, has power that is immediate, and he can call upon it any time. Seconds only remaining in this, which has been another great round. They clinched at the center of the ring, and Ruby Goldstein comes in with his head low. He doesn't want to get it as the bell ends the round.
Both men were hurt in round 3. Rocky scoring early and Tunney late in what is shaping up as a classic Pier 6 brawl. They're moving like middleweights. There's the bell, and here's Guy.
Round 4 coming up, and we hope that you're enjoying this exciting bout as much as we are. Rocky and Tunney again break from their stools very quickly. Tunney begins dancing up and down at ring center. Feints a left, tries the right to the body and hard, and it hurt. And Rocky retaliates with left and right to the head. That hurt. Rocky takes the lead. Here is a left at the head, a good right cross to the chin of Gene Tunney. Tunney retreats to the ropes. Jabs at the neck of Marciano, kneeling defensively. He is short, and with Marciano menacing both hands and advancing, Tunney ducks a hard left to the head, but rips Marciano inside with good lefts and rights. 2 more lefts to the body by Tunney, and Marciano nudges him back against the ropes. Nudges him there, pummels his ribs, and then ties Gene Tunney tightly. Ruby Goldstein, who, by the way, is second among the referees who have officiated at most heavyweight championships, skims to the clinch and pulls them nimbly apart. Once again out in the center of the ring, Tunney circles, feints the left jab, twice to the mouth, twice more to the nose. Marciano hasn't thrown the jab yet. Marciano drops his guard. Tunney retreats. Marciano fakes a left to the head. Tunney wings at the body with both hands. But Marciano tags Tunney with a solid right to the jaw. Here's a left to the head and another right to the jaw by Marciano. And Tunney has gone down from the right to the jaw, which sent him sprawling across the ropes, hanging over the ropes. The count is 7, 8. He'll make it. He is up at 9, and everything is safe and tight again. Tunney just pulled back and came up safely at 9. A series of blows broadside at Tunney's head and jaw did the damage, and I think Marciano's knockdown of Gene was a stronger affair than the reverse. Tunney back on his feet, having his gloves wiped off at ring center. Wisely now at long distance with Marciano. The Rock is closing for the kill. He staggers Tunney with left and right to the head, and again that combination. But Tunney holds on and ties the Rock again. Incidentally, it was here in Miami, right here in Miami, Florida, that the mandatory 8 count in a knockdown was first introduced, and it has proven an excellent rule. On the break, Tunney dances away, dances to the left, now to the right. Marciano moving forward. He does not seem as anxious as he was a moment ago for the kill. Doesn't wish to make mistakes. Tunney's always dangerous. Tunney is 2 or 3 strides this side of daylight from the Rock. He jabs a left to the head. Another left misses. Rocky bulls Tunney to the far side. Rock sending short hooks and rights to the head, while Tunney now again seems relatively helpless with his hands. But his fine conditioning help him weave and duck and otherwise nullify Rocky's accuracy and power on the ropes. Again, Tunney ties up this powerhouse as seconds remain. Tunney will get through the round, but how about this fight? Throw away your form cards. This truly is something else. Tunney has been down. If you just joined us, Rocky was down in round 2. There's the bell.
Those bombs had Tunney down and hanging on at the end of round 4 as Marciano evened things up. Tunney looks okay now, though. Here's the bell, and here's Guy.
Round 5. Gene Tunney has been down, as Murray Warren had told you, so has Marciano, in case you just joined us. And like they say in the boxing business, it has been a war thus far. At ring center, Marciano breaking swiftly, rips a hard left to the head. Tunney counters with 2 jabs to the face. Here's a right hard to the body as he dances away and beautifully maneuvered against the Rock. But Marciano stays after him, plodding after him. Marciano looking to finish the guy, although Tunney looks fairly fresh. Here's a winging left to the body by Rocky Marciano. Tunney returns the compliment, but it's by jabbing the head once, 2, 3 times, and then hooking the head as again it's done on the move. He hurries away. Rocky Marciano still stays after him, advancing, feinting a right to the body, but in turn is jabbed twice again on the mouth and hooked hard on the head, but he brings his own right uppercut hard into the body of Tunney, and now they move into a clinch. Referee Ruby Goldstein moving to Rocky Marciano's corner to break them, taking them out to ring center. Tunney on the move again, feinting a left, dancing up and down, jabbing the head, taking a good right to the body, but he is scoring with rapier jabs to the chin and mouth, again to the chin and mouth, and Rocky Marciano is seeing jabs everywhere. At the far side, they tie up again, and referee Ruby Goldstein moves into the clinch. By the way, here in Miami, the 20-second return rule also is innovated. A fighter has 20 seconds to return if he winds up outside the ring as Dempsey did. Marciano is swarming back at Tunney as they come together. He pumps both hands to the body. Tunney misses a hook but tries a hard straight right at the heart and connects. And again they clinch and they break. And again they clinch and they break. Out at ring center once more. Ruby Goldstein not having too hard a time, but they are clinching and breaking this round. Marciano misses a short hook to the head, takes a left jab to the mouth, counters with a good hook to the molars, but is jabbed twice more at the collar and the mouth. And again, Tunney jabbing accurately while on the move and hooking accurately while on the move. Now he hooks a hard 1-2 to the head as Rocky bombs the body with both hands, left and right, before Tunney can make his getaway that time. Rocky again moving in, jams both fists to the midsection in picture fashion. You've got to be there. Rocky wrestles Tunney in close. Now Tunney tries to get away. Rocky punishes the body. Tunney pulls a hand free, clubs Rocky's back and ribs. Rocky misses a short free hand to the head. The referee decides to break in, and Goldstein takes him out to ring center again. Tunney, then on the break, fires a jab to the mouth, blocks a right to the body, jabs lightly once, twice to the head, picks off a left, a counter again. He jabs Marciano's top piece, and Marciano takes to the clinch. Seconds remaining as they break. Rocky swarms in close, rubs Tunney's nose with his head, irritates Tunney's chin with his head, and then tags the body with left and right, and Tunney jabs a left at the bell.
If you put Rocky's and Gene's fighting hearts on a scale, there wouldn't be one fragment of difference. Courage, we're seeing tons of it tonight, and here's Guy.
This is the sixth round of a scheduled 15-rounder. Two super greats in the ring. Gene Tunney, tall-looking, built on clean American athlete order, jumps off first with two left jabs to the face, and Rocky counters with a blazing left hook to the mouth. Tunney gives ground. Tunney defends. Rocky rakes the midsection furiously with left and right, and then Tunney catches left and right on the arm. Tunney grabs Marciano's arm, ties his left hand, but continues to take punishment on his biceps from Rocky's free hand, and then the clinch is tight. And here comes the call, the referee, Ruby Goldstein, who moves in swiftly to break them up. Once again at ring center, Gene Tunney and Rocky Marciano. Here's the big man, feinting a left, throwing a straight right at the body, fending off a left jab as Rocky pulls up gear for the moment and doesn't throw much, trying to set his artillery. Now the Rock moves toward Tunney, those massive legs taking short, then long steps, and in range, Rocky hammers the body again, and Tunney is catching on the arm. He parries one, as Marciano really is throwing. He parries another. Tunney, as you well know, is a very cautious puncher and is absolutely skinflint about wasting any. He's famous for that, but here's Rocky with plenty in his arsenal. Here's Rocky with a hard left to the head, a right to the mouth by Marciano, and Tunney is staggered. Tunney is staggered and retreats to his corner. But he looks in command of his senses as Rocky races in fast. Tunney quickly sets up the jab defense. Now uses it to dart 1, 2, 3 out to their target, mainly at the face and mouth of Rocky Marciano. And still Tunney is wobbly as he moves away from Marciano, trying to tighten him in on the ropes. Rocky's left lands at Tunney's elbow. His right is short. Tunney now setting up the left jab again. Jab to the mouth. Takes a hard left under the heart, and in the clinch, this upper arm takes the Marciano poisonous punishment. And if this continues, it'll be only a couple of rounds before Tunney can't get the jabs up there. After the separation by referee Ruby Goldstein, Tunney again works in close, believe it or not, and now feints the left back at long range and drives a hard straight heart for the heart. Two jabs to the nose of Marciano, and apparently the Rock has lost Gene again, because after staggering him earlier, here's Marciano with left and right to the body, but Tunney coming back. Tunney coming back with a left jab, and the beauty of a right cross to Marciano's mouth. Now out of a deep crouch, weaving and weaving, Marciano is short with the right, eats two left jabs, hard on the mouth, and a left to the heart. Then in close brings up a nifty right uppercut to the head. His right to the head is blocked in close quarters. Tunney in blazing fashion rips Marciano's nose, rips his mouth, takes a light blow to the midsection. Here they are tying each other up again, and Ruby gets the call at the bell.
Tunney sticking Marciano to the head, landing some good shots, and took some good ones to the body in the last round. But Marciano started attacking Tunney arms, and here's Guy.
Here's round 7. Gene Tunney had been wobbly through the previous round, but his left jab kept him out of additional danger. At the center of the ring, Tunney begins that jab exercise immediately. Marciano starts at once for the body. Tunney lands a left on the head, another jab on the mouth. Marciano weaving from side to side. Rocky Marciano has always kept that hip motion highly oiled. It's his best defense and helps him set his hitting power at any angle. Marciano backs off. Tunney doesn't come forward either. Marciano is down on the second, but is at full strength now. Tunney feints the left, trying to make Marciano come on, and the Rock does, and with him brings a hard left to the body, a short right at the chest, as Tunney then goes to tie him up and does. Referee Ruby Goldstein moves to Marciano's corner where they're huddled, and on the break it's Tunney again moving swiftly back to ring center, Rocky after him, and Tunney stabs the face and lands as Rocky moves to hit the body on the left side. Marciano takes a left hook on the head from Tunney. Tunney crosses a right to the face. Marciano gets a right to the body, and as they grapple in close, Rocky pounding the arms, grazing the chin, once with the left, the only hand he has free now, and with the clinch tightening, Ruby Goldstein comes racing to the Tunney corner, where they've now been tied up for several seconds. With the jab, now Marciano's principal irritation, he has to concentrate on Tunney's arms and body to nullify that gun. On the break, Marciano pours in, rips in a short left to the body, a hard right to the body. Tunney against the ropes, and now ties the Rock, and here's the referee again, and this time a little bit more insistent as he takes them out to ring center. Now off on the action again, Rocky racing in close to Tunney, and that power-laden left ripping Tunney's head. Tunney blocked the right cross with his own left, takes 2 steps backward, that hurt him a bit, and jabs Marciano cleanly on the face. Marciano darts a step forward, his left misses Tunney's head, and Gene again jabs the mouth, jabs the chin, jabs the head, hooks the head. Marciano whacks left and right to the midsection, is short with a left over the head. Tunney blocks a right at the body, jabs the eye of Marciano, makes Rocky miss a right to the body with beautiful sidestepping. Then Rocky corners him, and again, both hands are hooked hard to the midsection, and the right ends Rocky's pulverizing of the body as Tunney now ably makes him wrestle and ties him up. The shots to Tunney's body are intended for the long-range effect, and we'll have to watch that. Less than 30 seconds remaining this round. Ruby Goldstein breaks them up. Marciano, our scoring cards show, really did not even notice so far that Tunney came equipped with a head. On the break, Tunney rips a hard right to the head. Rocky engages him immediately, but again is clinched. Now they break again. Tunney jabs the face, lands again on the eye. Another jab scores. Tunney lands left and right to the head, and Rocky climbs up his chest, driving lefts and rights at the bell.
Rocky's face reddened from those repeated left jabs. Charlie Goldman really worked him over between rounds. Tunney looking fresh. This fight appears to be all even. Here's Guy.
Here's round 8 in the scheduled 15-rounder. Gene Tunney and Rocky Marciano. Marciano again breaking fast, soaring halfway across the ring, and Gene Tunney nimbly dances away from him. Rocky advancing on Tunney. It's been mainly Tunney's jab against Marciano's hooks to the body. Now at ring center, Tunney takes the offense again. Jabs at the head of Marciano, but is short as Marciano slips a low hand to his left. Marciano misses the left hook to the body as he comes back with it. Pretty footwork by Tunney. Marciano now tries a right to the body, but Tunney is inside, briefly tying Marciano up, and now steps outside, just as Marciano had gotten used to those arms around him, I think. Tunney suddenly crashes back in, rips right and left to Marciano's body, an attack that catches the Rock cold, and Marciano misses a left off balance and gets a right to the face of Tunney, though. Tunney, the fine craftsman, caught Rocky just right, expecting the jab, and Tunney scored beautifully. Here's a tight clinch over the ropes just above me, and say, Tunney's side, his right side, is really red, cherry red, and I did not notice it before. At ring center again, after the break by Ruby Goldstein, Marciano leaps forward, doing his own flash offensive work, landing a hook to the head, missing the cross. Tunney again, ravaging the body with left and right, and again they're in a knot. Rocky may have been trying for a put-away whack at the head that time, thinking to catch Tunney unawares, as Tunney did in reverse. But Tunney, remember, has never been knocked out. Down, yes, but out, no. This alone an extraordinary record in view of the era he fought in. Ruby Goldstein to the rescue, and the break in action. Now back again at ring center, Gene Tunney, turning southpaw momentarily, sends a right to the head. It grazes the Rock. Tunney pulls back, but is caught at the side. A booming left hook, and that bothers him plenty. Tunney sets up the jab again, nearly in defense. Now turns it as an attack weapon. He jabs Marciano away. The Rock keeps coming. He takes a jab to the mouth. Here's a left to the body by Marciano. Tunney blocks another left. Tunney edging away, now nullifies a right to the side, but Tunney gets clipped with a solid hook to the other side. Tunney blocks a right at his body. Rocky sinks another right past the Tunney guard to the same place. Tunney has an arm around Marciano's neck. Marciano viciously pounds the body with left and right. Tunney gets his arms down, but they are targets as well. And Marciano's trying to wrench free from Tunney with the crowd roaring. Now Rocky wings wildly at both arms of Tunney. Tunney hooks to the head. Seconds remaining. He has great conditioning. He blocks a left at the head, dances away from Rocky. There's a jab to the head and to the eye. Rocky offers no defense, and Tunney is moving at the bell.
Other than the two knockdown rounds, which scored one each for Rocky and Gene, round 8 is the first round, clearly won by Marciano. All the rest looked even to us. There's the bell, and here's Guy.
Round 9, and this affair has gone the way most expected it to thus far, I think. Again, there is Rocky Marciano breaking quickly from the stool, and Gene Tunney dancing up and down to keep him at bay momentarily at the center of the ring. Gene Tunney, it is said, patterned his style after Jim Corbett, but I think that's a little dramatic. At ring center, Tunney misses a left lead to the head, dances away, throws a left jab to the mouth. Rocky misses a right to the body after taking a jab. Tunney has virtually not missed at all with the jab, and one gets the feeling that now Rocky doesn't even defend against him. Here's a Tunney left to the head, lightly, a right cross to the mouth with great speed, but lightly, and Rocky Marciano wants a breather to take things over, to think things over, and to set up his offense again. Out at the center of the ring, moved there by referee Ruby Goldstein. Tunney again, for surprise sake apparently, brings up a neat uppercut to the mouth of Rocky, and the Rock, however, pounds a left to the body, misses a short left to the head of Tunney, who with great speed of foot dances off to the right and out of range. He looks the fastest to foot to me, with the exception maybe of Cassius Clay. Marciano follows him, moving well toward the ropes. Tunney dancing around, not throwing. Rocky leaps at him, but Tunney rips again, the good uppercut to the chin. Again they clinch, this time in the neutral corner. Tunney works an arm free. Here's a hard left to Rocky's body. Tunney thumping short lefts and rights at the midsection, landing most of them, and again Rocky is taken by surprise, and here loses the initiative as he has to tie Tunney against the ropes. Ruby Goldstein coming to break the boys up again, taking them out to ring center, and Goldstein has taken them the full distance for the second time. At the break, Rocky swarming forward, Tunney trying the same uppercut, but Rocky hooks a torrid left to the head, a right to the jaw, and Tunney is down. Tunney is down from a right to the jaw. He's on his face, Goldstein counting. 5, 6, Tunney stirring, placing a left to support his body. He'll make it. He is up at 9, but shaken, and Rocky is difficult to contain. Tunney immediately tries to tie him up, but Rocky wiggles to get free. Goldstein now takes both fighters off the rope, and Tunney has a break. Remember, he has never been knocked down. Rocky moves forward again on the break, doesn't rush as he realizes Tunney is a master at thwarting a knockout. He must be. Rocky measuring Tunney, though. Tunney wobbly, keeps the Rocky distance with the left to the face. Another jab by Tunney as he moves forward and around. Rocky rips forward, hooks a left to the head, a right to the face. Tunney holds on. The action stops again. At ring center, Tunney still employing the jab, makes good use of the ring. He is staying in the middle. Rocky moving forward with deliberation, using a long left now. Tunney keeps the jab up to keep Rocky honest. Rocky rips a right to the body, takes a good Tunney hook to the side. Tunney is getting stronger. Rocky in close, rips left and right to the head. Tunney with the clock running out in the ninth, keeps record and neck intact. He still has never been KO'd, and there's the bell.
Tunney appears to be fully recovered from that knockdown, testifying to his superb physical condition. The Fighting Marine looks every inch the great champion. There's the bell, and here's Guy LeBeau.
This is round 10. Rocky Marciano and Gene Tunney. And ladies and gentlemen, you are hearing action calculated by the NCR 315 computer. Tunney wins great respect for his ability to prevent Marciano from putting him away. Here's Tunney looking fairly well considering and placing a left jab to the mouth of Marciano. Marciano only blinks. He ignores the jab these days and now swarms in and rips left and right to the body. Tunney gets his hands down on the short of Marciano's arms. He tries to tie them up. He gets his head out of the way as Marciano pounds his free right and now sends the right down to the midsection. Tunney gets in a good left to the face, moving out of the clinch, now in a half clinch, and that's the picture. Marciano takes another left to the mouth, pounds two rights to the body. Finally, it is a full thruster, and Ruby Goldstein hurries to the clinch. Marciano's opponents, on the average, never went over 4.9 rounds. Tunney's 7.2. The Rock owns 43 knockouts. Here they are in their ring center. Tunney jab, moves, jab, lands again. Makes Marciano miss a short left to the head, drives his own uppercut to the mouth and hard, and Rocky immediately moves inside. He covers Gene's arms with those shots, and Gene hastens to tie this hand, then the other. The round about half gone. Tunney looks better. Tunney is breaking out jabs to the head now. He feints a left, menaces the right, dances around the Rock. They spar. Rocky starts a right. Tunney lands a left jab to the eye and hard. And Rocky drives a hard left to the head, which sends Tunney spinning. And Rocky is charging. Rocky is driving. And here he is sending rights and lefts to the head. Tunney is in trouble again. He seeks left support between the corners. He pulls Rocky towards him. Rocky nails the body, hooks a left to the face, a right to the jaw by the Rock. Tunney drives a straight right to the head in retaliation. But look, Tunney's down under a mean left to the head. Tunney is down, sitting up against the far rope, staring around. Here's the count, 6, 7. He'll make it. He is up at 9, and incredible as that seems, he is up again in a third knockdown. He is on his feet, wobbly, groggy. How can he take this and go on? Ruby Goldstein looking him over. Tunney getting the extra seconds of respite. Now Goldstein gets Rocky's gloves wiped and also Gene's. Tunney has to put that left in play again as a defense. Moving backward from Marciano. Two lefts flicked into his face. It's the third time Tunney's been knocked down this fight. And Rocky now moves in, fires a left at the head. It's partially blocked, but unbalances Gene a brief moment. You can put a fence up around Rocky's hooks and they'll come busting through. Here's the Rock getting underneath the left jab and hooks short lefts or rights to the head. Tunney sends the uppercut to the chin again and pushes Rock away, jabs the left to his mouth, dances away. About 8 seconds left, less speedily this time, but Rocky follows in and he is a frustrated gover, I can tell you. Tunney stabs a left to Rocky's teeth. Rocky moves in again. Tunney puts the handcuffs on him at the bell.
Tunney down for the third time in round 10, taking a tremendous amount of punishment and clearly on the defensive now. There's the bell and here's Guy.
Round 11, Rocky Marciano will be trying again to put Gene Tunney away, and the frustration reminds one of his similar experiences with Ezra Charles, and he just couldn't put away, and it still puzzles him. Marciano told me so. Rocky rushes out. Tunney comes out tired, of course, but there is the left jab brought to play to Rocky's mouth. He is moving and jabbing. Rocky misses a right to the body, misses a left. Tunney slips a right at the head and catches Rocky to tie him up. Ruby Goldstein takes Rocky's big paws off Tunney's red ribs, and I bet Tunney is thankful and yanks Rocky backwards. Out at the center of the ring again, Tunney feints with the left, jabs the left to the eye. It's partially blocked. Marciano remembers bleeding like a stuck pig when he fought Jersey Joe Walcott and doesn't want to be exactly hit by every jab. And besides, Tunney can hurt you plenty with that. Marciano takes a light left jab to the mouth, sinks a left to the body, a hard one, a soft right to the head of Tunney, and Tunney, the upper part of his body dipped deep to his right, ties Marciano again, and they wrestle along the ropes. Ruby Goldstein breaks them up just overhead. Tunney takes a good hook to the head. It hurt again. And Tunney fights back at the body of Marciano, sinking left and right to the heart. This is unexpected, that kind of countering. Rocky lands a left to the head, takes another hard right from Tunney at the body. Tunney stops Marciano's left in midair, coming off the offense. He hooks a hard left to Marciano's side, and Marciano wrangles Tunney on the ropes, and with eyes appeals for referee Goldstein to move quickly to the pilot. Isn't this an incredible maneuver? maneuver by Gene Tunney, well known for his fight-him-back tradition when hurt. And he gave nearly as hard as he got. And now Rocky scrambles back. He hits the head with a left hook. Miami Convention Hall packed to the rafters, and although Rocky is now a Florida resident, Tunney is a universal favorite on the basis of skill and courage. Out at the center of the ring with just 1 minute gone, Tunney circles a bit slowly, takes a step backward, but Rocky rushes at him. That's all he needed, and before he can complete that maneuver, which may have been the move sideways a bit, Rocky bombs the head in perfect range. Tunney makes and misses short left to the head, bobbing sideward, but Rocky blasts the right and left to the head, and again a right to the jaw, and Tunney sinks to the canvas in a hailstorm of head blows, this time huddled in the center of the ring. 4, 5, he is getting up, taking the mandatory count, and he's okay again. He got up at 8, he could have risen at 7, wisely took the mandatory 8 count under Miami rules. And action resumes at the center of the ring, but Marciano must be able to get him now. Here's Rocky landing a left and right to the head. Tunney covers up, moves backward, grabs for Rocky's arms, takes a left at the head, partially blocks the right, blocks his own to the body, ties Rocky up, and you wonder what indeed is keeping him going. And there's the bell.
Gene Tunney, badly battered, has been down in each of the last 3 rounds. He's taken the best Rocky could throw, and he's still fighting on. Here's Guy.
Round 12 on the way, and few fights, I think, have seen as much absorbed by a stricken fighter as Tunney has taken in the past 3 rounds and still survived. He has been down in 3 consecutive rounds under hard head smashers. At the center of the ring, Rocky starts a right, doesn't throw it as Tunney backs away. Tunney fakes a right. Rocky takes a back step. Can he have gotten some new respect for Tunney's ability to hurt at the body, even under a rain of blows? The records show Tunney very effective with rights to the body. Tunney lands a jab to the head, blocks a right, swiftly pulling the jabbing arm in, then parries a left at his Adam's apple, which, by the way, is where Dempsey hurt Tunney severely in the first Tunney-Dempsey fight. Now Tunney jabs a left to the head, takes a right to the body in counter, and it looks as if both men, including the highly aggressive Rocky Marciano, are at last muscle-weary. Rocky is not playing the bravado in there with a Tunney because his trainer, Charlie Goldman, would never allow him to put a great boxer-puncher down. Rocky advances on moving Gene Tunney, a finely conditioned athlete. Rocky is short with a left hook, but puts a straight right to the body. Tunney, in retaliation, cuffs his ear hard with a good left hook. Rocky throws to the head. Tunney blocks, springs back from a body blow, jabs nicely to Marciano's head, feints. Marciano comes in, and they tie each other up solidly. And I'm sure Tunney would rather not have close associations with the other guy in the ring. At the break, which occurs close to Rocky Marciano's corner, with manager Al Wild shouting, "Get off, Rock, get off." Marciano makes his move. Tunney fails to block a left to the head, and here is a right to the chin, grazing Tunney, but Marciano shoots a good right to the body. Tunney goes for the arms again, and Marciano blocks a right to the body in close. Tunney dances away from the ropes when he sees he cannot hold Marciano, and he plants 2 left jabs in the mouth. Marciano, the Rock, short with a left to the head. His right to the body misses. Now his left to the midsection finds home, and Tunney, helping hard to Marciano's head, really grips and holds on to the top of Rocky's shoulders. Now he maneuvers him quickly into a clinch. Rocky is trying to wriggle free, but this is a big, big whale hooked on that Tunney line. So let's call for Ruby Goldstein. He comes in to separate them, and Marciano quickly to the offense. Now rams a left hook and right cross to Tunney's head. Tunney on the defense purely. Moving back. Marciano doesn't follow. It looks like a live and let live round to me, with about 20 seconds still left in this round. And it's a great fight for stamina, skill, and power. Marciano pauses. Marciano waving a left at Tunney's nose, his right cocked. Tunney still stabs and lands 2 lefts to the mouth with light blows. Marciano counters with a hard left hook to the face. Tunney misses a short right over the head of Marciano. Rocky dances back from a left thrown to the body and tags Gene with a light left to the head and a good, strong right to the body. There's the bell.
And easing off of the pressure in round 12, but Tunney definitely on the defensive. At this point, it's going to take a KO for Gene to win. There's the bell, and here's Guy.
It's round 13, and the big NCR 315 computer apparently has no intention of letting Gene Tunney fans down. With Rocky having rested comparatively in the 12th, it may be the signal for fireworks again. Tunney looks a little bit stronger as they come out to the center of the ring. Marciano driving first and straight and true to the head with the right. Tunney steps up the jab. There are 2 lefts to the head by Tunney, and Marciano working at close quarters, pounds hard left and right to the body, all short, but at full power. And even just 6 cylinders would be enough. Marciano takes the hard uppercut to the mouth, but is at the body again hungrily, pushing Tunney, who's trying to fight free, and Tunney pumps a hand into Rocky's face. The Rock steams at the body with 2 short, murderous hooking weapons. Tunney ties up the Brockton bomber, perhaps in time. He looks, but not vainly, for help from the referee, Ruby Goldstein, who immediately speeds to the scene, and they are separated. Tunney on the go, jabs a left to the mouth on the break, hooks quickly to the head, boxes the Rock at long range, beats him with a jab to the teeth, places a right at the body, and the Rock again, leaping nearly a foot, hooks to the head and hard, and Tunney again has to tie him up, and does. Tunney takes a pounding on the arms and a right to the head in close. He grabs at Rocky's wrist. He has the right tied securely. Here they are in a wrangle in the center of the ring, and Ruby Goldstein moves to the pylon. Here is Tunney moving away quickly from Marciano, planting 2 lefts on the bout, getting a little stronger maybe as he moves to the closing rounds of the bout. He takes a wicked left at the body and another hard left at the body, but has the good sense to place 2 jabs at the head and scores with a finely placed right lash quickly at the side. Now he catches a Marciano hook on the forearm, blocks Rocky's short left to the head, and they clinch again, but he is being hurt around the arm, and for the remaining rounds he should not be able to lift them. Marciano trying to pull his hands free, and he looks like someone trying to get a crew neck sweater off his head. Tunney has rare courage. In the first Harry Greb fight, he bled so profusely as trainer Doc Bagby sucked the blood out of his wounds on the spot. Of course, Bagby had courage, too. Rocky advances on Tunney, right near the microphone here, whips a left to the body hard, and it makes Tunney stand back, shake it up for a moment. It shakes him up again as he takes a hard left to the body. Then he dances away as Rock did not follow the advantage. He blocks a right as Marciano now moves with him. Tunney jabs the nose and head twice on the move, and the Rock is forced to hold up and see just where his opponent is. This is beautiful, but can it go on? Tunney now taunts with the left lead. Rock parries a jab in fine old pro style, seconds remaining. The left is brought hard to Gene's body. Gene still puts 2 to the mouth as he sails away, and the Rock races at his opponent again, rushing past the left jab at the bell.
Rocky clearly now in control of things. He hurt Gene in that last round, but the superb Tunney survived the round and will fight on. Here's the bell, and here's Guy.
Round 14, and we hope this fight has been as exciting to you as it has been to us. Gene Tunney and Rocky Marciano, both men have been great assets to their profession. Tunney catches left and right to the body quickly on a rush from the Rock, but Marciano does not get inside freely as Tunney unloads a hard blast at Rocky's head and drives it back a few inches. Tunney struggles to bring the uppercut in immediately and whacks the back of Rocky's ear. Rocky pushes Tunney back to the ropes, and Gene splashes his face with short but telling lefts and rights, and they're now tied up on the ring just across. Tunney, as always, has been different in and out of the ring. For one thing, he's been a sort of a staunch Republican. His son is a Democratic congressman. In fact, Dempsey campaigned for Tunney's son. Back out at the center of the ring, Tunney jabs strongly to the head. Another left to the mouth, menaces the right, which Rocky has learned to respect at his body. But Tunney hasn't been able to use it much. Now Tunney throws a light right at the body to see what the Rock will dream up, and he doesn't have long to wait. There's a straight right to the chin, which hurts Tunney. It hurts him, and he immediately has to go to the huddle. Out at the center of the ring they are, struggling to get free, both men pummeling at the body with little or no success, but that Marciano can hurt you if he misses, I believe. On the breakdown, Marciano again whips right to the head, and Tunney takes umbrella protection as Rocky unleashes a 2-handed attack at the body, and is only mildly successful there. Tunney catching at the elbow, pushing Rocky's head back with the short slashes at the head. It's give and go. Rocky is regarded in the industry, if you will, as having an iron hand. He once wanted to play Major League Baseball, and he would not have needed a bat. Rocky is an obedient worker to his corner. They keep shouting, at the body, at the body. But when the Rocky goes to the lower echelon, he gets his chops pretty well tagged. Another clinch, as Tunney simply will not let Marciano get off. Out at the center of the ring once more on the break. Marciano moves backward into the corner to my right, swings out and clubs Tunney a good right, but Tunney is putting a hook to the head and a right cross to the teeth of Marciano. Rocky belts the head hard with a left. Tunney's guard is down. He has little room to dance as Marciano makes him walk into a solid right at the mouth. Here's a left to the body by Rock, and Tunney is taking and taking. He successfully draws a right from Marciano, and with that does get some leverage to get the clinch, and they do clinch across the ring. And Tunney was stunned by that flurry. On the break again, Marciano whipping a hard left to the body. It's blocked. He takes a jab to the mouth, another jab to the mouth, with seconds running out on this round, a jab to the temple. He wings at the body, just finding an opening at the chest. He hooks a right to the midsection and blasts another left to the body. But Tunney comes back with a hard left at the bell.
Tunney's only chance to win this one is to put Rocky away. Rocky's dominated the entire second half of the fight, and Tunney's midsection's as red as Rocky's nose. There's the bell, and here's Guy.
Round 15 of a tremendous bout, and the NCR 315 computer tells us that Gene Tunney is around, but taking nothing from the reputation of Marciano's punching power. The men come out, touch gloves. Many people are standing. Tunney begins by jabbing the left to the mouth, whacks the body with a right, dances out of range as Marciano's hook sails toward his head. Tunney hooks his own left to the head as a cover, and Marciano misses another right. This time the target was blocked. Tunney jabs the ear, jabs the face, misses a left hook, and Rocky pounds hard, left and right to the body, and again, left and right pounded hard to the body by the Rock. Tunney retaliates with an uppercut to the mouth. It's a powerful one, and then hooks a left to the head, and they tie each other up solidly, and in the clinch, Tunney works a hand free to uppercut once more. Tunney is not out of the woods yet as far as a KO is concerned, not with a Marciano around. You remember he zapped Jersey Joe Walcott when he was actually behind Joe on points. Here's Marciano swarming in. He hooks a left to the head, a right to the face. Once more, a left to head and right to face, and Tunney is wobbly again and again, moves to a clinch, and this time Marciano takes it at the center of the ring. Goldstein has done a magnificent job, breaks them up, takes a beat, and allows the men in. Tunney, springing up again, jabs the head, blocks a right to the mouth, dances in to tie up the Rock once again. Inside, Rocky works a right hand furiously at the midsection and dresses Tunney all over the place, and the crowd in Miami whoops it up and cheers the Pier 6 action. Here's Goldstein again, breaking the traffic jam. The clock is running out of fight time. I often heard Marciano speak of Tunney as possibly the best. Could he be still saying that? Tunney, as I look up, is stoic looking. Rocky wraps him with a left to the body. Tunney barricades against the right to the head. Blocks a body shot and again brings uppercut to the mouth and brings it up again, charging like a piston. But I don't believe they damaged the Rock very much anymore. Yet here they are, tied up again solidly at the neutral corner to my left. Both men show cuts that have been healed. Rocky is wringing of perspiration. Tunney, his hair mussed, still has that polished, cool look. The body is welted. They spar at ring center. Rocky shoots hard at the body. He gets in 3 strong blows and one more before Tunney is able to get away and spins off to the left. Tunney steps back, jabs at the face, jabs at the eyes. He needs punching power to hit and to hurt. He lands but takes a solid hook to the ear and another fine hook to the mouth for Marciano. Action is fast but not sloppy. Everybody's standing here at Miami Convention Hall. Rocky takes 2 left jabs to the head, a light hook to the eye from Gene. He buries 2 good right hooks to the head as he closes, and Rocky whacks the body, but Gene tries to hold him. It's now or never with a second left to go. Rocky is difficult to contain. Here is the power of a Jeffries, the savagery of a Dempsey, and here is the finest boxer in history holding these 2 tree trunks from burying him forever. Gene has made it, and now let's get the decision in just moments.
Holy mackerel, Guy, would you believe it? Rocky Marciano, the Brockton Bomber, going with Gene Tunney and actually having it last the full 15 rounds. My scorecard showed the first 7 rounds appeared fairly even, except for that great second round for Tunney. And the pressure Marciano kept applying started to pay off.
Hold it, Murray, hold it. Paul Berman now in the center of the ring for the official results. Let's join him up there. You know, it's amazing that we have this kind of result with this match. Except in retrospect, we should remember that Tunney showed throughout his career that he could take a lick. But he had great courage, and he certainly showed that tonight. We'll be back in a moment with a summary of this fight and a look at next week's match.
Well, Guy, we knew when we had this match set up in the original pairings that we were in for a dandy, and we really got one, didn't we?
You can say that again, Murray Warner. The perfect pairing from the viewpoint of the true boxing fan, a master boxer against a master slugger. At the opening bell, Marciano came sailing across the ring, trying to follow trainer Charlie Goldman's long-standing instructions of landing that first good punch to let the other guy know just who the boss is and that he can be hurt. Master boxer Tunney made it hard for him to do it exactly, although Rocky did land hooks to head and body that registered well, while Tunney counterpunched well and used his left effectively. The round was a standoff. This crowd went berserk in the second round when Gene Tunney established complete mastery over Marciano, cutting the Rock, landing repeated right hands to the head, dropping Rocky for the 8 count. Rocky then seemed completely out of control, as Tunney then did dominate round 2. Then we saw what conditioning means. Rocky made an amazing recovery between rounds as hooks to the head and body offset Tunney's attack, keeping round 3 even.
Round 4 was Marciano's all the way as he swarmed all over Tunney, slamming hooks and rights to the head, forcing Tunney backward and dropping him with a slamming left to the head. It was Tunney's chance to show amazing recuperative powers, and he did just that, coming out for round 5 and simply boxing magnificently, scoring points, while Marciano, slugging away, managed to land just enough to keep things even. Rounds 6 and 7 were almost carbon copies of round 5.
But then from round 8 on, it was Marciano all the way, finally, slamming left hooks to the head and body and straight right hands, landing and hurting. He simply forced Tunney to try to stick and run. Then those hooks really paid off for the Rock, and in the 9th, 10th, and 11th, he slammed in payoff punches that dropped Tunney to the mat. But he never did land that big one that could make Tunney take the count.
Well, the fight was all Marciano in the last 4 rounds, too, as he kept driving, hitting Tunney everywhere he found exposed skin, while Tunney simply was fighting for survival. Just couldn't get set to throw really effective punches. Now, we'll be right back with more about tonight's fight and the big one coming up next week. In our talks with Rocky Marciano before this tournament began, as in the talks with the other great ex-champions, we had some pretty revealing discussions. I asked Rocky, for instance, to evaluate himself as a fighter. And after he'd overcome what was obviously natural modesty, in a couple of short phrases, he said some very interesting things.
Can only say that I enjoyed it, I liked it. I never really knew fear. I never was really hurt. And I just think that in my prime, I could have fought with anybody alive.
You know, next week's fight may really be the best of the series, the throwing leather. This one is between 2 men who both have grade A knockout potential. It's that giant blacksmith, Jim Jeffries, 6'2½", a gigantic 225 pounds, going against Jersey Joe Walcott, the unbelievable, incredible fighting grandpa, who didn't reach his peak until he was 37 years old.
These guys represent the extremes in experience, Guy, because Arnold Raymond Cream, that was Jersey Joe Walcott's real name, fought for 11 years before he won a title. Jersey Joe was 37 when he knocked out Ezzard Charles to win the championship. It was his 4th try for the title. But this was a man who didn't quit easily. Joe went 15 rounds to a decision with Joe Louis and knocked the Brown Bomber down but lost the fight. He lost to Louis again and once to Charles before he finally took the crown from Ezzard Charles. Joe won 30 fights by knockouts out of 67, and he was a 2-fisted hitter, excelling in the left hook and right cross, and unlike Jeffries, Walcott was an accomplished defensive puncher and a quality counterpuncher.
We'll be back in just a minute to talk with some ex-champions and other boxing experts about next week's fight.
Back at ringside at Miami Convention Hall, where tonight Rocky Marciano defeated Gene Tunney, taking the decision in a knockdown-studded 15 rounds. Next week, here at Miami Convention Hall, Jim Jeffries, the famed Boilermaker, meets Grandpappy Joe Walcott, the most durable of the heavyweights.
Jeffries must have been a great man, physically a tough game guy. He went 23 rounds with Jim Corbett, took a terrible licking the first 22, then knocked Corbett out the 23rd.
You know, Guy, there's been some question about the one loss that Jeff the Boilermaker took. when he came back out of retirement and lost to Jack Johnson. And we asked Jess Willard about it.
Jim Jeffries, a great, big, rugged fella and a hard fella to beat. Of course, when he fought Johnson, he was gone. He was all out and was sick man. Before he went into the ring, he was sick. And he tried to get in condition, but his whole system wouldn't stand up under it. He broke down. But they threw him in there anyway because they had a big crowd and think Jeffries is in his prime. He'd lick anybody. He did. Licked everybody and held the title for several years.
We know that Jeffries will be in fine shape next week. 24 years old, 225 pounds. A marvelous physical specimen.
But Jack Sharkey thinks Walcott could stay away from him. We asked the ex-champion about Walcott Jeffries, and he said,
I favor Walcott in that respect because Walcott was shifting, a good boxer, and moving his feet, while the other fellow be just coming in a straight line, and Walcott will be peppering him with left hooks or left jabs. And I'd favor Walcott in that fight.
Jim Braddock, though, sees it another way.
Jersey Joe Walcott is all about. He'd have to lose to Jeffries.
Nat Fleischer casts another vote for Jeffries.
Jim Jeffries was one of the toughest men in the heavyweight division of recent years. Jersey Joe Walcott is an enigma. He didn't really show his wares to any extent until he had reached, I think, past his prime. But what he did exhibit in his fights with Ezzard Charles and with Marciano would indicate that Jersey Joe did have a very powerful sock. I don't think that a Jeffries-Walcott fight would have gone very long. I think Jeffries would have stopped him within 5 or 6 rounds easily.
Angelo Dundee, a manager who generally goes with the modern fighters and techniques, likes Walcott.
Joe Walcott was my kind of fighter. He was the kind of fella that would give you a lot of nothing and hit you with plenty of something. He would feint you on the moves. Walcott had the original alley shuffle. I seen him slip and slide and take you for a ride and then knock you down with it. I see this definitely as a knockout. I don't think the strength and endurance of a Jeffries will be able to withstand the cunning and the punch of a Walcott.
Joe Louis casts his vote for Walcott, too.
Walcott, by the smartest of any fighter in the ring, so I would think he'd have a chance with anybody.
Well, we'll be back in a minute to wrap it up. That's about it from the 6th fight of the first round of the all-time heavyweight tournament as Rocky Marciano defeated Gene Tunney in 15 action-packed rounds by a 9 rounds for Marciano, 1 round for Tunney, 5 rounds even decision. Remember, Rocky meets Max Baer in the quarterfinal round here at Miami Convention Hall on November 20th. And next week, same station, same time, it's Jim Jeffries, the powerful Boilermaker, beaten only once in his career, against modern stylist Joe Walcott, a man with all the tricks in the boxing book.
Remember, everyone, you can still get your entries in the box in the all-time heavyweight contest to win that beautiful 26-foot Seabird sedan cruiser worth $12,000. Nothing to buy. Contest closes midnight, November 5th. This is Guy LeBeau.
And Murray Warner. Thanks for listening, and tune in again next week.